There's another set of unintended consequences of the COVID lockdown, and it is around returning to restaurants. We know that more than 100,000 of them closed for good last year, and the ones that are survived are trying hard to make up for lost revenue. Good news, lots of diners are coming back. But the return of restaurants, I can't believe this, but it's true, also means the return of a whole lot of rudeness, maybe ruder than ever. My next guest had customers that were so abusive to her staff that she had to shut down her restaurant for a day of kindness. Joining me now, Brandy Felt Castellano. She is the co-owner of the At Cape Cod, a restaurant in Brewster, Massachusetts. Brandy, 6 months ago, we couldn't even go to a restaurant and sit indoors. We thought we were going to be so grateful, we'd be happy to wait hours if we had to. But you're now saying you are seeing the worst customer behavior than you've seen in 20 years. What in the world happened?
It's just like there's still so many people that are grateful to be back, but the ones that aren't are like indignant about what they want and what they deserve. So it's been a lot of demanding, not patience, just wanting to be sat right away, wanting to eat right away, and doing whatever they can or saying whatever they can to get their way. To a lot of young children, the restaurant industry is staffed by, summer workers and part-time workers and college kids here where we live. And people will say things that I can't even say on TV to them in order to express their dissatisfaction for having to wait an hour or more for a table.
Okay, conventional wisdom, right? Long before COVID, even if you have bad service, it is never a good idea to be rude to the person who's handling your food. Why do you think this is happening?
I think that we've been locked away for a year and a half, and that somewhere along the way, you always have had to deal with a tiny bit of abuse in the restaurant industry. It's kind of the thing, like people tell you you're stupid or you're uneducated because you're a server, or they just don't view it as a skilled trade. But now it's gotten to the point where it's explicit. So it's a little bit of COVID and a little bit of the culture that's been created in the service industry.
People were locked away for so long, they had all that rudeness held up. But let's talk about what issues the industry has had before, because people are now walking out on the job because they just don't want to deal with customers. Forget about having their feelings hurt. If the structure of restaurant jobs is depending on tips from people who are verbally attacking you, do we need to change that? I mean, $2 an hour, $3 an hour, and maybe a tip doesn't seem like a job a lot of people would want to have.
No, it's like you're working really hard to satisfy the customer to earn your money. And on the crosshand, we've talked about it. Like if we pay our servers, $15, $20, $25, $30 an hour, no one's going to pay $50 for a hamburger. And that's something that they would have to want to do, is to pay for an increased amount of food.
But doesn't that seem like a broken business model? I should give you abusive wages to get a burger that I'm willing to pay for. Doesn't it seem like this is a call to action to do something about the model?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us have talked about it to figure out where is the payoff. Our servers are paid, what's the minimum here? $5. We pay our chefs and our back of the house employees, a livable wage, or some of them we give a discount on their housing that we can provide that helps to make up for it. But yeah, that's something we should all get together in the service industry and talk about. And the community is how do we meet in the middle? How do we meet somewhere for the increased amount that you're willing to pay for your food, so that the people who work there don't have to 100% rely on tips?
Then what was the impact of that day of kindness? Maybe a lot of other restaurants need to implement that. And maybe a lot of customers need to think about it.
I mean, the response has been international. We're getting places as far away as Australia and New Zealand saying, hey, that's happening to us here. Thank you guys for standing up and saying something. Local restaurants and restaurant owners have been like, that's happening to us. Here are some horror stories that we're having. And other kinds of things, as well as people in the industry. So I think that it showed that you don't have to take it. You don't have to stand for it. And the response to kindness has been great. Our staff got paid to take a day off or hang around and help Chef and I do some projects we wanted to do, catch up on some training because we have such a short season for when we can make money here on Cape Cod. And then we had a big party on Monday for our staff, just kind of as like our monthly get together. And it's been crazy. Like, people want it to keep going. So that's what we're trying to do.